Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kayla's Kitchen. Today I am doing another Teas I Drink in a Day vlog. So I'm going to be going through and just doing a vlog today, showing you everything that I drink, but I'm also going to be doing something a little extra special because I'm also doing a little thing where I eat like a Stardew Valley character for a day. So basically what that means is that today I'm going to be making or recreating recipes from Stardew Valley in real life, so come along with me and we're going to make a bunch of fun recipes. Which means that for breakfast I'm starting off with some Poppyseed Muffins. So yeah, let's go make that. Okay, so I am down here in my kitchen. I have my hot water boiling for my first cup of something to drink of the day, and I am about to start baking. It's about 6:30 and we're gonna make some Poppyseed Muffins and they're gonna be delicious. I'm using a recipe that I found online, and I'll leave the link to the recipe that I used in the description below. Okay, so the muffins are in the oven and now it is time for a beverage. And if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know that I generally like to start my day off with coffee. So today's Stardew Valley recipe that we're recreating is a triple shot espresso. And it's gonna be a little bit different. So a triple shot espresso is of course a hot beverage, and again, if you've watched my videos, I don't drink hot coffee. So it's gonna be iced, and I'm just kind of making it up as I go because it's not really a triple shot espresso. I'm taking a lot of creative liberty on this one. But my hot water kettle just beeped and it's time to create what I'm gonna make. Alright, so here I have some Trader Joe's instant cold brew, a measuring cup and a spoon, and I'm gonna put 3 teaspoons of this instant cold brew into this cup, and we're basically gonna make the trending whipped coffee from 2020, but with this instant cold brew because I don't have any other kind of instant coffee. And yeah, and we're doing 3 teaspoons, so it's the, you know, triple shot, which is definitely not just a tablespoon, but we're gonna put them in as 3 teaspoons. Then of course I'm gonna put in some brown sugar for the whipped coffee, and just a little bit of hot water. That should be good. Then I have this Zule electric kitchen whisk, and I'm gonna use that to whisk it up. Alright, and to assemble my triple shot espresso, I'm going to start off with a glass of ice, and I have some of my lactose-free milk here. I'm gonna just fill this up 3/4 of the way, almost most of the way. Yeah, just leaving enough room for the, you know, that stuff on top. And then I have some caramel syrup because I love caramel, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of that on top. And then coming in with the whipped triple shot espresso and pouring that right on top. And that looks delicious. So I have my definitely a triple shot espresso and not just a whipped coffee that I made. Delicious. Of course it's amazing. And I'm waiting for the Poppyseed Muffins to come out of the oven, and then we'll have some breakfast. So here are my delicious little Poppyseed Muffins. I made a crumble topping to go on top as well because I thought that sounded delicious. But here they are. Alright, so I finished my coffee and my breakfast, and now it's time for my first cup of tea. And I'm gonna have this Secret of Banana as an iced latte, and this is from Retro Leaf Tea Company. This is delicious as an iced latte. Okay, so it's about 8:30 in the morning and I have my iced latte, and I'm gonna go sip on that, and I have a bunch of stuff to move around and sort of clean up. So I'm gonna do that while I drink my iced tea latte. Okay, so I did all my cleaning and organizing. We got everything put away and yeah, moved around. Everything that's needed to be done is done. But it's now lunchtime. It's like 11:40. So, time to make lunch. So I have some rice going in the Instant Pot because the next meal from Stardew Valley that I'm making is stir fry. So I have some rice going in the Instant Pot, and I'll get started on making it once it comes to temperature and goes down a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make a cup of tea. And another thing that they have all the time at Stardew Valley is green tea. In Stardew Valley, you can make green tea by putting tea leaves that you get from Caroline into a keg. And so I'm gonna make some hot green tea because it's kind of a chilly day, and it sounds delicious, and it's in my sit down basket. So I am making this happy tea from For the Love of Spice, but I think it's actually from Whistling Kettle. But this is where I bought it from. It's a little town, or it's a little shop in Gig Harbor. And I'm making that in my favorite little color changing hedgehog Nordic mug from David's Tea. And that's gonna be my green tea for today. And the other thing that I'm making to go with my stir fry, which I'm gonna start making right now, is red plate. And I'm doing a little spin on red plate. So the red plate in Stardew Valley is like radish and red cabbage, and I'm kind of doing something different because the plan was to make an Asian cucumber salad with some radish kimchi, and it was going to be delicious, but my store was out of radish kimchi. So instead, I have regular kimchi, and I have cucumbers, and I have red onions, and I have carrots. And I'm gonna make a delicious sweet and spicy cucumber kimchi salad, and it's gonna be so good. Okay, so in my salad bowl, I have some soy sauce and rice vinegar, and I have some hoisin sauce and sweet chili sauce and gochujang, and then I also have this Pampered Chef Asian seasoning, and I'm just gonna whisk this all up. Oh, and I have some brown sugar in here too. And I'm just gonna whisk this all up so that I have a dressing ready, and I'm gonna let the red onions marinate in here to sort of do a little bit of a quick pickle on them. And then I'm gonna toss in some red onions, not too many, just a few, so that they can kind of sit in the juice and soak it all up. Okay, so I have all my veggies chopped, and my red onions are still just chilling in here, soaking up all that delicious goodness. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in cucumber and carrot. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and add in all of this chopped kimchi. And then I'm just going to mix this whole thing all up, get everything evenly coated. And as I'm cooking the stir fry, I'm gonna continue to mix this around every few minutes just to keep everything nice and coated so it can start to soak into those vegetables. But this is pretty much what I have made for the red plate. It's a little bit different, but it's almost there. So now we're working on the stir fry. So I have my wok heated up in here, and I'm going to add in some leeks and carrots. And I'm just going to start to cook these until they're starting to go translucent and just cook down a little bit. These will take the longest. Okay, so now with the leeks and the carrots kind of looking like that, I'm gonna go ahead and add in some frozen kale, along with my canned baby corns. And I'm going to cook that down once again. All right, so now my kale has cooked down, and so I'm going to go ahead and add in the sliced mushrooms. And once again, stir fry this all up until the mushrooms are just starting to go soft. And you could also add some like pre-cooked protein in here, so either like chicken or beef or whatever you want. Or you could also cook the meat at the same time that you cook the carrots and the leeks. And the leeks could also be onions. I'm just using leeks for another recipe later today, so that's why it's a leek. And while that's going, I'm gonna not forget to stir up my red plate every once in a while. All right, so this is looking super good. So it's time to add sauces. So I'm gonna add in some of this crunchy chili onion chili oil from Trader Joe's. And then the other sauce I'm gonna use is this Mr. Yoshida's teriyaki sauce, and this one's super sweet, so the chili oil will help to balance it out. Just giving everything a good mix. I'm just kind of eyeballing how much sauce to use. It depends on your preference. And then once this is all mixed up, you just want to let this continue to cook a little bit in the sauce just until everything, all the veggies are fully cooked through and soft and delicious and soaked with yummy sauce. Alright, so here is my stir fry with my rice and my red plate, and that is going to be my lunch with some of this leftover Sprite that I have been letting green tea bags cold brew in, and I have some left over from a different video, and I'm gonna have that for my lunch. Okay, so I'm back in my room, and I'm sitting at my desk because I'm about to do some stuff. But I have my green tea. My lunch was absolutely delicious, but I definitely forgot to drink this. So this is still the happy tea from earlier because I forgot about it. That lunch, really good. I probably wouldn't have thought to do a stir fry like that with just vegetables. Well, and just those vegetables. Those were some interesting vegetables that I wouldn't have thought to necessarily put in a stir fry, like kale. But that was really delicious and really filling. So thank you, Stardew Valley. But I recently accepted a position doing some summer work for doing some freelance graphic design over the summer. And so I am going to clock in and start working on that as I sip on my happy tea. And I'll check back in later. So for my next cup of tea, I'm gonna have some of this Strawberry Kiss Oolong tea, which is also For the Love of Spice down in Geek Carver, but again, I think that this is actually from Tea Lira. And I'm gonna make this iced, so I have my 4Life teapot right here, and I'm gonna brew it in here and then pour it over ice with, probably gonna add a little bit of honey into it as well, because that is delicious. So I've got my iced tea, and for right now, I figured I would just sip on this tea, which is delicious. And I'm probably gonna play some Stardew Valley because I'm eating like a Stardew Valley character, so I might as well, you know? Okay, so I'm still drinking my iced tea, and it's about 4:40. And I'm about to start cooking dinner. But before I do that, I am going to make some bread because it has to rise for a long time. So I'm gonna get the dough started and then I'm gonna get started on dinner. But it's bread time, and I thought that today would be the perfect day to make it, especially because I bought an avocado to make avocado toast, so I need bread for that. So let's make some bread. So there is my beautiful little bread dough, and I'm just gonna tuck her away to rest for a few hours. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make dinner. So for dinner today, for my last big meal from Stardew Valley recipes, I'm gonna make spaghetti, and I'm also gonna make salad, and the salad is gonna be the most interesting part. So I'm gonna prepare a fun little salad with leeks and balsamic dressing and make some delicious spaghetti. So let's go cook some dinner. Alright, so I have my salad prepped, which is half romaine lettuce and half spring mix with some cucumber, carrots, and of course the chopped leeks. And then I also have this homemade balsamic vinaigrette that I made with some feta in it as well. And that is the salad. And I'm gonna get started on the spaghetti. Alright, so I finished dinner, and dinner was delicious. And while I had dinner, I also drank some of this. I had this iced sweet tart from David's Tea chilling in the fridge, and I added it into some lemonade, and I drank that during dinner. And now I'm gonna clean the kitchen because I'm not great at cleaning up as I go. So time to clean the kitchen, and then I'll make my very last recipe for the day. Before I get on to the next recipe, my dough has doubled in size, so it's time to knead and punch down the bread and reshape it and let this go for its second rise. Alright, so the bread is ready and proofing for its second rise, and the very last recipe that I'm going to be making for my day of eating like a character in Stardew Valley is dessert, and I'm going to be making chocolate chip cookies. And instead of using Granny Evelyn's recipe, I'm gonna be using my own. But this is a super easy, super fast, like 30-minute chocolate chip cookie recipe, and it's delicious, so that's what I'm gonna make. Here are the beautiful little cookies, and they're ready to go in the oven. Well, my bread is baked. I had some cookies. And I've just been sipping on water for the last little bit. I feel like I've been a little dehydrated today, so water it is. But it's about 8:40, so I'm probably looking to head to bed within the next, like, hour or so, and I'll probably just keep sipping on my water. So I'm just gonna hang around, but I think that's gonna be the end of the vlog. So thank you so much for watching and following along with me on this fun little journey of making recipes from Stardew Valley in real life. It was super fun. I had a great time. I don't remember if I said this earlier, but all of the recipes and everything will be linked in the description box or put in the description box below so that you can follow along or eat any of the things that I ate. But that's about all that I have for you today, so thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy sipping!